Yeah, you know what, Will? I forgot what it's like to be celebrating a win this week, and it's so huge for the Panthers to finally be in the win column. But before we go any further, like we were doing at the top of the show, people get your phones out and stream the show right now. Use the hashtag BBKL to join in on the discussion. We'll be answering all your questions during this digital show. So, like we said, get the phones out, share it. We're doing our best to do that right now. So, let's continue.
It's not loading on my phone, and I'm getting very frustrated, Josh. The gifts and the curse of...
I'm not the tech guy, man. I can't help you out here.
Where's Jorge when we need him? Is that his first on-air shout-out?
You want to preview the game or what?
Nonetheless, let's talk about the game. And let's talk about the Panthers, because in Los Angeles, the defense showed some signs of serious life. It was a lot of fun to watch, frankly. And this week, they'll have to do it again, going up against last year's first overall pick, Kyler Murray, plus the addition of DeAndre Hopkins. So, yeah, they have a nice 1-2 punch. The Panthers' defense has some serious work to do. Now, let's flip over to the offensive side of the ball, where Teddy Bridgewater and company are heading into another week with no Christian McCaffrey. That's bad news. So that means the running game has got to go through number 2-8, Mike Davis. He's got to step up even more than he did last week, especially in the red zone, if the boys want to get to 500. Let's hear from Teddy and the gang.
You know, we have a tough Cardinal football team that's coming in town. It's coming off a loss to Detroit. We understand that they're going to come out firing on all edges. So we want to make sure that we don't wait to take a punch to realize that we can take a punch. So we want to deliver blows as well, and just make sure that we just try to be 1-0 this week.
He's that same dynamic playmaker with the ball in his hands. I'm sure everybody sees that. But I can see he makes better decisions with the ball. You know, he's more careful with it this year. He is some errant stuff out there that probably he want to have back, but for the most part, he's very, very careful with the ball this year. He's seeing his running lanes a little bit earlier, knowing when he can have a crease to get out. He's just overall a smarter player year two.
I think the thing that you're going to hear from me, hopefully for a long time, is, to me, it's always about us. It's about us focusing on us and not focusing on the outside things. So if we try to desperately control the way that we play and make sure that we play as well as we can play, then we won't ever overreact and panic.
All right, so we love sharing the ball around the Carolinas for Black and Blue Kickoff Live, but this week we are going even further.
So let's go up to Roanoke, Virginia. That's where we find our main man, WFRX's Jermaine Farrell. Jermaine, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good here. It's so great to be up here. Of course, WFXR, we are the home. We carry this show, and we love what you guys are doing down there. And I just want to give you guys a personal shout out. Will and Josh, you guys are my men, or my mans, as I can use improper English, 100 grand. And great job on the show. And it's such an honor to be on the show. So thank you for having me on there.
Dude, I'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take all the compliments we can get down here. Well, Jermaine, as we all know...
Hey, you guys went to Los Angeles, so that's big time right there. I mean, taking your talents to the left coast, you can't beat that.
Yeah, Will's all Hollywood now that he went out there. Came in today with some shades on.
I was expecting you guys to wear sunglasses. Wear the sunglasses. I mean, come on, guys. Y'all got to step it up, right? Wear the sunglasses.
That's fine. We'll get them for the next segment. It's all good. Either way, one win is nothing to get too excited about in the NFL. But when you don't win for a very long time, we get excited for this with the Carolina Panthers. What impressed you about what they did out in Los Angeles this past weekend?
Well, a thing that really impressed me, Josh and Will, is just the kicking game. Joey Sly, we covered him a lot. I mean, obviously being a former Virginia Tech athlete, a former Virginia Tech kicker. I mean, he was like Subway, the $5 footlong. He had 5 on it like Lunats, 5 for 5 on the field goals. And that was so impressive. And that's one thing. I mean, obviously Carolina had to make a decision on the kicking game, and they decided to go with Joey Sly as opposed to Graham Gano. And then obviously a graphic you see right there, Joseph Charlton punting the ball very well. So that's what one area I feel like when you look at the NFL right now that a lot of times is overlooked is special teams. And it's very important, particularly to have a good kicker, because games are going to come down to field goals and who can make plays. And to have a Joey Sly who is just so awesome, going 5 for 5, you can't beat that. And to have that, I mean, basically he scored 15 of the 21 points. So he had a big day, and he was playing like he was in Hollywood. He went Hollywood for the Carolina Panthers.
And he made a tackle, so that was also fun to watch. But this defense, they got to be special this week, man, because they got to stop guys like Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, two of the best playmakers in the entire NFL. So how does Phil Snow and this defense limit these guys from just tearing it up at Bank of America Stadium in front of fans for the first time ever, too?
Well, when you look at a Kyler Murray, I mean, he showed so much flash and splash last year, and he's going to be really a tough guy to stop. But Carolina has really made their mark. They've had some good defensive games, and they've played well. I mean, in the NFL, if you can hold a team to 16 points, that is getting it done. So I think if they can continue to do that. And when you look at you look at Arizona, they're 3-0. But it's not like they're world beaters. It's not like when you look at certain teams that are 3-0 in the league, you kind of get a little nervous. But when I look at Carolina against Arizona, this is a pretty good matchup. And I think, obviously the offense gets rocking, rolling, the defense gets going. And, of course, the kicking game with Joey Slye. But I'm going to go back into the history machine a little bit because the last Arizona-Carolina game that really could have Carolina Panther fans happy was that NFC Championship game where it was Carolina knocking off Arizona to go to the Super Bowl. And I know, Will and Josh, you probably love that game as well. Nearly 5 years ago at Bank of America Stadium where they got that done. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to go with Carolina beating Arizona. I think and you factor in that road trip because it's tough for teams to go from the from the West Coast to the East Coast. And that's basically, it's going to be a 10 o'clock in the morning game, the body clock for Arizona. And usually teams that travel from the West Coast and the East Coast, they struggle. So I think Carolina has an advantage in that regard. So look out for Carolina to pull the upset and beat Arizona because I think they can get 2 straight wins under Matt Rule.
Oh, 2 straight wins. Okay there, Jermaine. Now, listen. I know you love to see Joey Slye go out there and kick a lot of field goals. Obviously, the Virginia Tech ties right there, but they got some offensive weapons. They need to get these guys involved in the red zone and all throughout the field, whether it's Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel. How confident are you in this Carolina Panthers receiving core going into this game?
And one other piece you're really missing, Christian McCaffrey is pretty strong out of the receiving core, too. But again, when you have consistent quarterback play and you develop that chemistry between the quarterbacks and the receivers, anything is possible. So basically, if I look at it from this aspect of the offense, and I've talked to a lot of coaches before, a lot of coaches want to run a lot of plays. A lot of coaches want to control the clock. But I think the key is what Carolina's offense basically has to be like the defense as well because you have to play keep away. Limit Arizona's possessions, obviously, with Kyler Murray. So their offense is almost going to play defense. And using the receivers, and again, you don't have to go bombs out, lights away like that. But if you can just play, within yourself, and maybe you can make a reception and take it to the house. And I think that's going to be another big key is just playing smart football. Maybe you have a 10 to 12 play drive. You don't need 5 or 6 play drives. Just about 10 to 12 play drives, eating up that clock, keeping the ball away from Kyler Murray. That'll be the key. And if Arizona, they can use those dynamic receivers. If Carolina can use those dynamic receivers they have, that's going to be big for them. So, like I said, I'm calling it, guys. If y'all not going to call it, I'm going to call it. Carolina Panthers. My mind is on Carolina, and I'm going to even give you guys a score. I say Carolina beats Arizona 28-24. How about that? Because I think
24. I like that score.
Carolina. You can take it to the Bank of America Stadium.
Ooh, okay. Take that, I guess.
Let's take a look at the tale of two tapes that if the Carolina Panthers are to win 28-24, Teddy's got to have a big game because he is going up against Kyler Murray. And Teddy has the advantage with only 2 interceptions on the season. He's got an 89 QB rating. And you really see the difference, though, in the rushing because Kyler Murray is he's an athletic freak. He could have played Major League Baseball. Yeah. He decided to just win the Heisman and go NFL. I was doing that or this, and I chose this, and he chose that. So we're basically in the same boat. He makes plays with his legs. Did you just compare
yourself to Kyler Murray?
What's the difference? I'm a little taller and strong.
Do you want me to count the ways that you guys are different?
No, we're running out of time.
All right, sorry.
But
continue.
That's the tail of the tape right there, nonetheless. But you've already given us your pick. So are you sure you want to double down on that?
I'm doubling down. And here's the thing. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Terry Bridgewater. I mean, after that severe injury that he suffered in Minnesota, and then all those great things he did in New Orleans, keeping that boat afloat while Drew Brees was out. I mean, he's coming here in a situation where he really doesn't have anything to lose. And if I feel like just watching what he's done, in a couple of games, I feel like he's played loose. He doesn't feel like he has to win it himself. He's using his teammates, obviously not having, Christian McCaffrey, an all-pro running back, that would help the cause. But everybody else is stepping up and making those contributions, and it's almost kind of like that next man up mentality. And I think Matt Rule is really bringing a lot to the Carolina Panthers. And, obviously with the changing culture, Ron Rivera, obviously with Washington now. But Carolina, I mean, I think they're a team that is kind of up on the rise. I mean, and I'll even tell you, I feel like this team, they're in a tough division, obviously. But I feel like they can make a run and maybe get around to that 7 or 8 win mark. I mean,
heck, look at that.
We'll see what happens, but that's how I see.
I love that, my brother. We're going to end it right there. 7 to 8 wins this season, Jermaine. You're the hero in the Carolinas. We love you, man. Thanks so much for coming on Black and Blue Kickoff Live, and we'll see you later this season for sure, man. Take care, brother.
You too, Will and Josh, again, congratulations on the show. You guys are doing a great job, and and we're proud up here to watch the show and air it. Of course, we air it Sundays in the morning at 10, and we air the entire hour. We don't air 30 minutes. We air 60 minutes because it's a 60-minute ball game. We give you 60 minutes, and you guys give it 60 minutes all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. So keep up the good work, guys.
I love that dude, Josh.
Yeah, man. I mean, we could have him on every time to just pump us up before we do our show. Appreciate you, Jermaine. Now, the big question for everybody out there listening, watching, do you like free stuff? I mean, is that even really a question? Everyone loves free stuff. And luckily for you, we're giving away some free gear. This guy's proof. Congrats to our winners from the Black and Blue Kickoff Live show. They got shirts last 2 weeks. We got Tony Kelly from Charlotte winning this one. And then how about this? We've got the legend right here, Greg Harr, because he shouted us out on Twitter. That's why he's a legend. He's from Myrtle Beach, and he called the first touchdown coming from Mike Davis watching the show on Sunday. So thanks to both of them. And by the way, let's get some more winners. Contribute to this show. Just say I love Black and Blue Kickoff Live on social media.
Hashtag BBKL. And so who wants to win one this week? We'll make it very easy for you. All you got to do is tweet yes or no. Will Teddy Bridgewater have over 250 passing yards against the Cardinals? Tweet yes or no with the hashtag BBKL, and we'll pick a few winners to get some swag.
That's an easy one. Everyone should do this. Come on.
I say yes on that one. Easy, simple, get rewarded for watching the show, people. And very quickly, some breaking news today. The Steelers and Titans not playing Sunday due to COVID-19 concerns. They'll play either Monday or Tuesday. That big time slot, Tuesday Night Football. Whew. All of this because 4 Titans players and 5 team personnel members tested positive this week. And moving forward, obviously, it depends on tests coming back negative, Josh.
Yep, but on the heels of that announcement comes another stern warning from the NFL to coaches who continually don't wear their mask properly on the sidelines. Now, according to a league memo, the NFL is now threatening teams with the forfeiture of draft picks and suspensions.
No shot.
More than $2 million in fines have already been issued to the Raiders, the Saints, the Seahawks, the Broncos, and the Niners. They are all on notice, and their pockets are a little bit thinner after what happened. You say no shot, Will?
No shot. They screw with the draft, and they screw with stuff like that with competitive balance for having a mask down below your mouth when all the players have it off. So the coach is the one guy on the sidelines, the one guy's not in the game that's not touching anybody's, but all the players, give me a break.
Yeah, you got more? You got it off your chest?
I'm good.
All right, cool. We'll move on then. Do not forget the big show, the big version of Black and Blue Kickoff Live from Bank of America Stadium this Sunday. Al Wallace with us as always, Kevin Connolly as always, Carla Gebhardt, myself, and of course, Will Kunkel over there. We're going to break down this game. We'll even show you why robots are taking over. I can't wait to see that. I almost didn't even read that because I was confused at it. Robots are taking over. Run for cover, everyone. We'll explain all that. Black and Blue Kickoff Live this Sunday. Check out your local listings. for your next star station to see where that is airing.
All right, everybody, remember, go on your phone, like this on Facebook, share it on Facebook, spread the word, let everybody know. Black and Blue Kickoff Live Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Thank you again for joining us for Black and Blue Kickoff Live Digital Edition. We'll see you Sunday live from Bank of America Stadium. Good night, and don't forget to give me and Josh a follow on social media for coverage throughout the week. All right? And keep pounding, baby! Let's go! 2 in a row! Good night, everybody!
This guy, we're sorry.